There's this one line that I utter in season 2, I think is like kind of becoming more important in my life, which is sometimes I don't always know what I'm doing, I'm just following.
Yes.
That line has come in this very beautiful recirculating way. And so I know it's not like the big, cinematic, but it just has so much reverence and depth to it.
Hey, it's Bill from the Morning Cruise. I want to welcome you to Chosen Conversations. We sat down with several cast members and the creator of The Chosen at ChosenCon recently to chat about their experiences on the show and talk about Season 5 and get ready for Season 6. Well, today, you're going to hear our conversation with Abe Bueno-Jallad. Abe plays Big James on the show, and he told us about how he got to know his character through the Gospels, but also the way he connected with the story of Jesus through this show. So stay with us and enjoy this Chosen Conversation.
Thank you for being here with us this morning. We're looking forward to talking with you for a couple minutes. I kind of want to just set the scene here. We're the Morning Cruise, Dave, Bill, and Carmen. We're a syndicated morning show in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Wow.
And this is Bring Your Mom to Work Day because my mother, we call her Mohair affectionately, she is the biggest Chosen fan that there is. In our part, she's the #1 Chosen fan, and so there was no way that I could come here and not bring my mom, so that's why we have her
I'm the tag along. But I love it.
I'm going to venture and say, I bet you introduced The Chosen to all of them.
I did.
I knew it. So really, you all are tagging along, and her and I should be doing the interview.
I shouldn't take credit.
Yeah.
No, it's God's work.
fun.
You're right.
So, Mom, we told her that she has to work for her trip, so you're going to get to ask the first question.
And I got to do dishes later.
I love you, Mom.
I'm just curious, has there been a scene that has marked you or stayed with you?
I think there's the obvious ones, and I can like run through the miracles, right? As like really walking on water. But the longer I'm on the show, there's this one line that I utter in season 2, which I think is like kind of becoming more important in my life, which is sometimes I don't always know what I'm doing, I'm just following. And that line has come in this very beautiful recirculating way. And so I know it's not like the big, cinematic, but it just has so much reverence and depth to it.
Weight to it.
And another thing that you impacted or stood out to me was when you were the first one to turn around and let Jesus wash his feet. It was like, oh, Big James, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I will be first in some way, right?
Yeah.
The next way, correct.
Yeah. So Big James, of course, is James, one of the sons of thunder, James the Greater. Do you ever hold that over James the Lesser?
No, not at all.
Just wondering, like take rank, pull rank.
That's like numbers fighting for who's better.
Right.
It's like it's all math.
So I had to go back to my Bible on like Zebedee and his importance and the sons of Zebedee. And the reason I ask you this is because playing this role has brought you to some new vistas of Bible discovery, as I understand it.
Absolutely. I mean, so the first challenge is that there's no book written by James. There's a James, but it's not necessarily different James. So, immediately I have to start looking through the Gospels and being like, what can I gather about my character here? So that right there takes me to Luke, it takes me to Matthew, it takes me to John, and I kind of like use those as my guides. I think like John is what I would say like the feeling of how it was, and I think John for me really captures the incredible internal movement of receiving the Spirit and being amongst his followers. And then you have Matthew and Luke, which I think are really good, more accurate points, so that when I read the script, I can be like, okay, cool. What are we missing, or what did we consolidate here, so that I can also bring that in my performance, right? Because we can't go through every single healing. We can't, but we can't even go through every single resurrection, right? Right, because there was 2, right? So, but Lazarus is the one that's well known, and so I had to build up that context and taking me back to the Word, I think was the best thing that I could have encountered in my life, because I had to be like a detective to find something to grab onto here. And what I found was so rich. I mean, even going to the Old Testament, Elijah, I mean, I love Proverbs, but like in terms of like what's leading you to the new covenant, right? It's like you have Elijah, and then you have John the Baptist, and now the way is clear,
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, I went off.
Oh, it's been rich.
There's so much. There's so much.
Okay, so
I know.
this is a mixed cast, right? Not everybody has the same faith. They all come from different places, different traditions. I remember one time in music, back in the day, we were singing a sacred song, and certainly not everybody in this public school were believers, but the director said, unless you feel something from these words and the reality of them, you can't sing this song. With regard to season 6, which I know y'all have finished filming, but we haven't seen it.
Correct.
This is the scene of the crucifixion.
Yeah.
What emotions were on set during that scene?
You know what? All I know is what I heard. Unfortunately, James was not there, as we know. Yeah. So, from what I saw, listen, there have been moments where our God-given gift of being, talented, crafty actors becomes a weight under such brutal realities. And I could see everyone holding that weight together from what I saw. And so I'm very proud. I'm also relieved that I didn't have to do it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry to make it a funny moment, but
no, that's okay.
The Last Supper was hard enough.
Yeah.
You know? And it is a challenge to sort of keep all of that centered and focused in this consolidated, intense moment. So I have no idea what they went through, but I saw a new level, and there was a sort of static wire that was running behind everyone's performances that year, including Jonathan. There was just a quietness, because I think we all knew the task that was in front of us, and not just the intimacy that we were all going to hold together for each other, but the true pain and suffering that we would endure.
Speaking of cast and just the tightness, y'all seem really close. The cast, is it like a family, or are you showing up for work? Or
it is like a family, but then put the family in the consistent pressure of making Thanksgiving dinner all the time, every day.
Okay.
Right? And so we are like family, but I think what's truly different and beautiful to me is that we have learned not to fight in the kitchen. We support each other, and we're all trying to bring out the pie, get the turkey, carve it out. So I think that's my analogy, because it is a little, it's really condensed time. Yeah. And so if we were like family, I'd be watching TV for 4 hours while somebody cooked. Yeah. But no, it's a lot more condensed. So it's like family, but I think there's some things that unless the family's cooking the turkey every day, you're only going to learn. And we've learned how to give each other space, support each other, stay out of each other's way when somebody's locked in, and that's a really generous act, in my opinion.
Let's think about the impact of this for just a minute. You are bilingual. You speak English, Spanish, and a little Arabic.
A little bit, yeah.
Carmen's bilingual, English and Southern. So there's something.
I might be trilingual.
But how have you seen? You might be uniquely positioned to answer this question. Have you seen the Chosen's impact in Spanish-speaking countries, in Arabic-speaking world?
So for me, I think I was absolutely blindsided by the Arab world reacting to it. I think we forget, and it's easy too, that there is a Christian minority that has been there longer than
we have. Right? Absolutely.
And so they've reached out, and I don't know, man. I feel like I'm connecting to something that's so ancient, and I'm super proud of this show for pushing in that way. I think that's a Christian community that has maybe been calling out for help or look at us, we're over here. This year I was able to connect with some families in Bethlehem and buy olive oil from them. So that's beautiful to me.
That is crazy.
And then the Spanish-speaking community. I mean, I get people from Spain, Mexico. It's always been alive in the culture there, but there's something about this show that is making the culture come together. And then even for people that are of other faith, like I think it's asking them to take a second look. And I've heard some really cool stuff from people who don't share the faith about, I may not be Christian, but I know Jesus, and he's a good guy.
Yep.
That's a great start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the. They did the thing where they brought a bunch of Gen Z audience members or potential audience members, and I think Dallas was showing them season 1 of The Chosen to see how they would respond. And of course, they had completely different preconceived ideas about this whole story, about the Bible, Jesus.
Yeah.
And when it hit them emotionally, it just changed their perception. In your world, has there been anybody, family member, friend, anybody in your close circles who would say, oh my gosh, Abe, this story that you're helping to tell is changing my perspective or getting rid of preconceived ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends from high school who have reached out. Their parents obviously got them into this. That's why I knew. I know the way this goes. It started with what I would say are our parents or grandparents, and they were lifted up again, and then it went through. Because I think in the chaos of naming what has been done in the negative way with religion, I'm not even going to say faith and spirituality, because I think you can't corrupt that. There has been a loss of this moved me once, right? And I think that with this show, we're able to kind of get back to basics and say, what moves you about this story? And if you watch it, it's only going to move you. That's meant for you.
Right.
And I absolutely love the power of the visual content that we're creating in that way.
That's great. Have you had any fun moments on set that we can
man, I have fun. I have fun all the time. I know that's a cop out, but I can't talk about season 6. I probably there was let's just say there's a version of the triumphal entry that will never be.
I love that. At some point, when we see you again, we'll get the rest of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you,
absolutely.
Abe.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Nice
Such a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to this Chosen Conversation with Abe Bueno-Jallad. And if you want to see any of these episodes or watch some bonus content from Chosen Con, you can subscribe to the Joy FM's YouTube channel or follow us on social media, The Joy FM.